So, as I review this article, I'm sitting in shock, and not because of the article itself or because of what's happened, but the fact that I'm going to defend government spending. Let's have a look at this, and you'll see why. Scotland Airbnb row as SNP ministers spend £40,000 on accommodation. Well, a big shocking headline there. Is that for one person? Are they getting a dignitary? Are they getting a guest? Are the SNP getting somebody's brother-in-law in to give them special penthouse? Was it on a big, massive Edinburgh pad? Well, it turns out that £40,000 was spent over 4 years. So let's break that down. A national government is spending £40,000 over 4 years on accommodation. Now that's £10,000 a year, and let's assume those Airbnbs maybe to stay in Edinburgh and do parliamentary stuff. Nice, easy, bottom end assumptions to say the average nightly rate in these units are going to be a minimum of £100. And again, they're probably more than that because Edinburgh can be expensive if there's things on, and they're not going to get people that are going to the government the worst in the world. So, and that's understandable. So let's assume a bottom line figure is £100. So they've spent £10,000 a year. That's only 100 nights. So 100 nights, and the average booking really. Airbnb doesn't do one-night bookings because of cleaning costs, so chances are there's going to be 2-3 night bookings, and there's probably going to be less than a booking a week. So £40,000 on accommodation, not just accommodation, only on Airbnb accommodation. Now, I think it was a Scotland on Sunday that must have done a freedom of information request. They've received information and they've got that information back. Now, did they ask them how much they spent on hotels? I can guarantee you they've spent more than £40,000 in 4 years on hotels. And again, I'm not saying they shouldn't have any spending. It's not my point. But the news article here isn't that the government spent a massive amount of money. It's that they are spending it on Airbnbs that they're trying to legislate on. And of course, the government are saying, I'm legislating just to improve standards. So news outlets like the Herald don't print stuff. They have agendas to print for, and it is like destroy Airbnb and short-term lettings in Scotland. You're not allowed to print anything that may support this. We need to toe the government line. So this article is a non-event. £40,000 in 4 years, £10,000 a year for a government. If you had to ask how much did they spend on canopies for events, I bet they spent more than £40,000. I think Butte House alone, the main residence of Nicola Sturgeon spent £50,000 on wine. Again, probably for the last 4 years, not a big deal. So it isn't even a news story. £40,000 over 4 years, £10,000 a year, £100, 100 bookings a year probably is zero. And I bet you if you ask how much did you spend on hotels, it's 10 times that. It'll be multiple times that. So it's a non-event, again, just made up to try and create a little bit of controversy, as if short-term lettings is a bad thing. Fulfill the government line, the government narrative on this, and paint it out to be bad. So I don't think that's bad. They definitely didn't spend it in any of our properties, and I wish they did, but I don't think that is a thing. Hence why I'm defending the government on that specific spending.